Tonight on News 5 Live, State Bank is suing GOB for $178 million. But why has the Briceño administration been quiet regarding the lawsuit? Former Lands Minister Hugo Pat appears before the Senate committee where he was quizzed about land transactions ahead of the last general elections. One person is dead and 7 others are rescued at sea during a search and rescue operation near the Turnef. And meet the town council candidates on La Isla Bonita. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through to September 30th, only at Venice. Quality and savings.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Littlefield Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
2,251,000 slices of watermelon are eaten by tourists each year in Belize, benefiting local farmers and processors directly. Tourism means business.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, February 28th. I am Sabrina Daly. A lawsuit involving the government of Belize was filed by the principals of Stake Bank last August, in which they are seeking $178 million in special damages. The claim was brought against GOB after developer Michael Feinstein said he lost significant potential revenue when government entered into the definitive agreement with Portico Enterprises Limited. But why has the matter been kept on the hush, despite the significant sum being sought by Stake Bank? We begin our newscast tonight with a look at the claim and how it all came to be. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano.
When ground was broken by the principals of Stake Bank Enterprise Limited in February 2019, it was with a plan that the tourism development project on the 25-acre island, which bears the namesake of the company, would have been completed within a few years. That was 5 years ago. Since then, the location has been transformed from a barren island just a few miles off the coast of Belize City to a construction site that is largely developed but unfinished. In August 2017, Michael Feinstein and Stake Bank Enterprise Limited entered into a definitive agreement with the government of Belize that allowed the company to build and operate the Stake Bank project, otherwise known as Port Corozal. That contract would remain fixed for a period of 25 years and preceded the Stake Bank Cruise Docking Facility Development Act, which came into being in January 2018. Despite the existence of the Stake Bank definitive agreement, GOB proceeded to approve another cruise ship docking facility in Belize District. That would be the controversial Port of Magical Belize. In a claim brought by Feinstein and Stake Bank against the Attorney General and Portico Enterprises Limited, the parent company for Port of Magical Belize, special damages of almost $180 million are being sought for multiple breaches of that definitive agreement. According to a claim signed by Feinstein in August 2023, government entered into a memorandum of understanding with Portico in September 2017, at which point the Borough Administration, quote, indicated that it was considering granting the second defendant approval to construct and operate a cruise ship docking facility in or in the vicinity of the Port of Belize, end quote. This, says Feinstein, coincided with negotiations that Stake Bank was having with financial institutions to secure financing to construct the Stake Bank project. Stake Bank Enterprise was also in discussions with cruise ship operators to secure usage agreements to dock at the facility when the project was completed. It is alleged that news of Portico's Memorandum of Understanding thwarted both negotiations and, as a result, prevented the construction of the Stake Bank project from continuing. When the government of Belize entered into a definitive agreement with Portico in October 2020, it granted a 30-year term for the Port of Magical Belize with a raft of excessively approving rights, tax benefits, and duty concessions that GOB had never granted to any other investor or developer. According to Stake Bank, as a result of those breaches, it has suffered extensive loss and damage, as the project has been stalled for 6 years. The company, says Feinstein, has also lost projected net revenues for that period, which comes up to $148,434,404 Belize dollars. It also claims that it has incurred 30 million Belize dollars in additional interest during that period. We note that while the suit against the Briceño administration was filed in the High Court in August 2023, it was never publicized. We also note that the claim was brought a little over 2 months after Anthony Sylvester assumed office as the new Attorney General. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Today, the Senate Special Select Committee resumed its inquiry into the Portico Definitive Agreement. Hugo Pat, former Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Natural Resources, was the first witness to testify before the committee. Pat was much more cooperative than his former Lands Commissioner, even though he did not see any of the questions relevant to the motion at hand or the committee's terms of reference. Dean Barrow, the former Prime Minister, appeared as legal counsel for Pat. A majority of the questions posed by the committee focused on those November 4th, 2020 land transaction approvals at the Ministry of Natural Resources. This time, questions were focused on 7 companies that reportedly received 9 parcels of 50-acre lands and why all 7 companies had the same director. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Hugo Pat, the former Minister of Natural Resources, testified during today's Senate Special Select Committee's inquiry. Pat was the minister responsible for that ministry from 2018 up until the 2020 general election.
Whenever applications were submitted, the process was very straightforward. I mean, applications were received, and from there it made it through the process, eventually reaching to me. As long as the application was recommended and it had met all the requirements, then it was approved.
Thank you, sir. What would have been some of those requirements, sir?
I could not get into the details, but off my mind, I could tell you that as long as the person was a Belizean, that person could apply. And the other one, very important for the ministry, was that whenever a parcel of land was applied, the ministry had to ensure that the land was national land in order for it to be processed.
The committee, as it did with the former Lands Commissioner, continued to pose questions related to more than a dozen land transactions that were approved on November 4, 2020, days before the last general elections. Those lands located in the vicinity of the proposed site for the Port of Magical Belize were divided into 50-acre parcels, and many were sold for $5,000 each.
Would you recall whether or not Portico had applied for lands under its own name?
Madam Chair, certainly the general questions that the Senator has asked, I understand, and clearly my client does as well, the need for him to try to be helpful. But I must reiterate that once the questions become specific regarding Portico and any applications made in the name of Portico for lands, I think that's outside of the scope of the terms of reference.
The committee noted that it had documents from within the Ministry of Natural Resources showing that 450 acres of land within the area in question were approved for sale by the Ministry of Natural Resources to 7 separate companies on November 4, 2020. The same director was listed for all those companies, businessman Sanjay Huchandani.
While approving these lands, especially for companies, would it be a concern for you to have different companies applying at the same day and having the same directors? Would that be of concern to you?
Senator, whenever applications were accepted, it's because they had met the requirements. That's all I could tell you. Once those applications meet the necessary requirements, those were sent for processing.
Mr. Pat, would you recall a company Keystar Limited?
Senator, with much respect, I don't see the relevance of that question, neither to the motion nor to the terms of reference, and so I will exercise my right as a witness to decline to answer.
Would you recall a company Fire Sky Limited?
With much respect, Senator, I will exercise. I do not see the relevance of your question to the terms of reference or the motion, and so I will exercise my right not to decline to answer.
Same question, Vision Project Limited.
I will reserve my right as a witness to decline to answer.
Alkaline Limited.
I will reserve my right as a witness not to respond to that question.
Building Blocks Limited.
Same answer.
Kill Switch Limited.
Same answer, Senator.
Build Zone Limited.
Same answer, Senator.
The common director in all those companies is an individual, Sanjay Hachandani. Would you be familiar with him, sir?
I don't find that question relevant to the motion or to the terms of reference, and so I will exercise my right as a witness to decline to answer with much respect, Senator.
The committee further noted that 3 of those parcels were sold to Portico Enterprises. 2 that were bought for $5,000 from the government of Belize were sold off to Portico for $15,000 each. Interestingly, 1 parcel that Keystar Limited reportedly bought for $33,000 was also sold for $15,000.
For the Belizean people to know, we got a document from the Lands Department that was shared to you that you don't want to read, but I'll read it out for you.
Please advise your client.
Coastal land lots are usually sold or valued at $4,000 per acre. And all of these lands that were issued at east of Northern Lagoon were sold for $5,300. 50.1 acres of land on coastal lands is valued at $200,400. And all of these were only sold for $5,300. To me, that sounds like a lot of revenue lost by the government of Belize during your tenure.
While the question is relevant to the definitive agreement, I will have to state for the record that the social rates that the ministry applied then had been there for time immemorial. It is not something that I instituted. But I will tell you this, as a minister of land, as the former minister of natural resources, I saw it as my duty to make sure that each and every Belizean gets a parcel of land at very affordable and social rates.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, alleged scammers rampage dates back to 2020 in Costa Rica.
We're moving up, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're staying on track, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nos mantenemos las calles limpias, yeah. Haciendo cambios en el país. Mantenerse en el buen camino. Necesitamos trabajar juntos. Lo que quieres y necesitas, el partido para la gente, haciendo un mejor Belice, yeah, yeah, yeah. PUP cambiando vida.
Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando. Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando.
Todos juntos nos seguimos avanzando, trabajando en la comunidad, nos seguimos avanzando. Todos juntos nos seguimos avanzando, trabajando en la comunidad, todos ganamos. We're looking forward into the future, no turning back. We're staying on track. What a beautiful sight to see. We uplifting the whole country. One PUP canopy. A PUP for every village, city and town. PUP cambiando vida.
Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando. Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando.
Nos mantenemos las calles limpias, yeah, haciendo cambios en el país. Mantenerse en el buen camino, necesitamos trabajar juntos. Lo que quieres y necesitas, el partido para la gente, haciendo un mejor Belice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando. Lo seguimos trabajando juntos, avanzando.
When you have an emergency, you need a comprehensive healthcare facility that puts your mind at ease every step of the way. BMA's Emergency Services offers patients fast access to vital healthcare services. Our quick emergency response protocols, particularly for strokes and heart attacks, ensure diagnostics begin rapidly, in many cases even before the patients reach the hospital, so doctors can begin treatment faster, which means less waiting and less worrying. Our team of specialists, along with our 24/7 lab, pharmacy, and radiology departments, are committed to getting you back to the things you love most. A state-of-the-art facility with state-of-the-art care. Belize Medical Associates. We do care.
The new $30 million Hallova Bridge is already falling apart.
How can you not be proud of a situation like this? And you all are seeing it. It's an awesome experience to be here.
And Minister Espat is proud of that? What about the road work on Philip Golson Highway that's been going on forever?
And the Philip Golson Highway between mile 3 and 4, you guys paved it and it's breaking up again.
Philip Golson Highway from mile 3 to 4. I can't give you a response on that.
Minister Espat, you didn't have an answer when the potholes appeared on the new $30 million bridge either. Belizeans, your country's falling apart. The people responsible don't have answers. Come March 6th, do you really trust these people to continue running your country?
Congratulations! You are a winner of Digi's Live for Free!
Bernard Wagner cannot pick up the garbage. He cannot fix the streets. He cannot maintain the drains.
We have to do a better job maintaining the drains.
He cannot even pay city council workers.
The other day, we had to bail out the Belize City Council. They were short of $100,000. They could not pay their salaries, and central government paid them.
But he can spend almost $250,000 on a concert, most of it on a foreign artist, and find it funny.
I like Rongdong.
Okay.
Nobody elected Wagner and the PUP Council to throw concerts. They were elected to fix the streets, maintain the drains, and keep the city clean. If they cannot do the job they were elected for, then they should follow the advice of Abelardo Mai.
Find something else to do.
And Belize City voters must heed the advice of Wagner's own deputy.
We need to go a different direction. The city needs a breath of fresh air, needs new leadership.
The city needs new leadership. The country needs new leadership. The time is now.
On Wednesday, 6 March 2024, voters in all 9 municipalities will have an opportunity to elect the members to constitute their councils. On your ballot, it is your decision and choice for your respective municipality. Exercise it. Let your decision be your choice. Disabled, elderly, and pregnant women will be given priority. The voter enters the polling station and shows her voter identification card. The poll clerk announces her name in an audible voice. The first poll clerk verifies the particulars of the voter on the voters list, while the second poll clerk verifies the particulars in the binder. The voter's name is then ruled off from the voters list. The voter is then required to show her right index finger to ensure that she has not yet voted. The voter's right index finger is then dipped up to the first joint in the indelible ink. The voter is then directed to the presiding officer, who then initials a ballot paper and issues it to the voter. The voter then proceeds to the polling booth and marks a cross on the right-hand side of the ballot paper, opposite the name of each candidate of her choice. When the voter has marked her vote, she folds the ballot paper so as to conceal the vote and shows the presiding officer her initials, then places the ballot paper inside the ballot box. The voter then exits the polling station. Remember, you are permitted to vote for 1 mayor and 10 councillors for Belize City and 1 mayor and 6 councillors for Belmopan City and Towns. Electors are encouraged to take along their voter identification card to their polling station to facilitate the process. Your ballot paper will be considered void and not counted if it does not have the presiding officer's initial, if the voter has voted for more candidates than there are seats, if the ballot paper is not marked for any candidate, if the ballot paper contains any mark that can identify the voter, and if the ballot paper is unmarked or void for uncertainty. Let your decision be your choice. Your vote matters. A message brought to you by the Election and Boundaries Department.
Widdy up, widdy back again. Widdy up, widdy win again. Widdy up, widdy back again. Team Mariano. Widdy up. Let the change continue. And I know all of the seats for myself. How, Mr. Man? The beautified and bigger. We have to keep who the work to it. PUP7 down the line. When it comes to hard work and dedication, Mr. Morris always because he understands. And we can't forget the councillors. This year team ready for the victory. Rockabye, baby.
Boy, Hurricanes, that which baby you rock there? That the newborn baby to the BEBL. Belmopan Trojans. Hurricanes are about to rock the baby Trojans to sleep this Friday night.
They're playing basketball
All around the world. Welcome to the Hurricane Shelter, the Belize Civic Center, this Friday, March 1 at 9 p.m. Your 3-time undefended champion, Belize Hurricanes, takes on the newcomer to the league, the baby of them all, the Belmopan Trojans. Hurricanes will make the Trojans cry like one baby.
The man cry like one baby.
Belize Hurricanes, led by Glency Cooper Lopez, Victor Vito Evans, Tyree Harlem Kiroesco, Jamel Harris, the African from Mali, Burama Sidibe, and the 3-point boss, Amar Ross. Squaring off against Dartavius Young, Jalen Lopez, and the Belmopan Trojans. Without a doubt, the Hurricanes will mash down the Trojans.
Come back, we go mash them down.
Halftime show will feature for the first time this year the Sugarcane Girls, alongside the legendary T.Y. dropping his hit tune. Primary schoolers enter for free. That's right, while high schoolers will pay only $5. To top it off, the first 50 kids will receive a free kite courtesy of A&R Enterprise.
Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height.
Remember, this Friday at the Belize Civic Center, Canes versus Trojans. Gates open at 7, entertainment at 8, and tip-off time 9 p.m. Hey, primary and high schoolers, don't forget to bring out your posters and banners for the $1,000 competition. Then, of course, there's the Hopkins Hamanasi Resort First 5 contest for firms, family, and friends, valued at $5,000.
One team, one big family.
The after party will be at Thirsty Thursdays.
Hurricanes are one big family.
Sponsored.
Yo, respect the city. Love the game. Family, Belize Hurricanes. Hurricanes are one big family.
Last night we told you about a tourist who is in police custody after allegedly scamming a high-end resort of $27,000 in services. As we reported, a man who is identified as 40-year-old American national Nicholas Paula spent 9 days at Itzana Resort and left the resort without settling his debt. He was detained in San Pedro on Tuesday. Well, News 5 has learned that allegations against this individual surfaced from as far back as June of 2020 in Costa Rica. A vacation home rental company in Costa Rica shared on social media that the same individual, who at the time was being identified as Christopher Marchena, was using pictures and videos of their homes to scam people. The report alleges that Marchena was deceiving people by offering them very low prices and asking for advance payments. That was almost 4 years ago, and today he has found himself in great deal of trouble, far from home. Further allegations are that he scammed multiple business establishments in Belize. We continue to follow. 38-year-old Brandon Gillett, a court bailiff, appeared before the chief magistrate for a second time earlier today. As we've reported, he was arrested and charged in December of 2023 for firearm offenses. This morning, when Gillett appeared in court, he requested a sentencing indication. He was informed that by law under a section of the Firearms Act, the minimum sentence is 5 years. However, the chief magistrate, using her discretion as it relates to first-time offenders, can impose a lesser prison time for someone with no previous convictions. In Gillett's case, she could sentence him to 1 year. Upon hearing that, Gillett told the court that he is prepared to go to trial, and with that, his case was further adjourned until April 30th. At that time, Gillett is expected to be provided with disclosure in the matter, and a new date for trial will be agreed upon. A search of Gillett's residence in Los Lagos on December 21, 2023, turned up a Springfield .223 rifle, which was altered, as well as a 9mm pistol. He was charged with 5 counts of altering a firearm. He remains out on bail since December 29th after he was able to pay the $10,000 sum. 3 alleged suspects accused of the graveyard murder of 18-year-old Gabriel Tillett appeared in court today to receive disclosure. However, they rejected the partial disclosure that the court was offering them. They are 28-year-old Samuel Trapp, 23-year-old Robert Lamb, and 26-year-old Kevin Lanza. The trio appeared before the chief magistrate this morning, where they were provided with partial disclosure in the amount of 73 pages. Lamb expressed his disappointment with the partial disclosure and told the court that it is unfair for the prosecution to provide them with only part of the evidence, despite the fact that the period for disclosure had already expired. Lamb, Trapp, and Lanza said that they will wait for the full disclosure in the matter. Tillett was found dead inside the Lord Ridge Cemetery on July 4th of 2023. He had been lying face up with multiple injuries to the face. Convicted prisoner Jonathan Felipe Lima, a Brazilian national, has escaped from police custody in Orange Walk. Lima, who was detained on an immigration offense, escaped from the detention cell at the Orange Walk police station this morning. Police say he was last seen wearing a gray long-sleeve jacket, black pants, and white tennis shoes. Anyone who has seen this escapee is asked to contact the Orange Walk police station. There is a new recruit squad presently at the National Police Training Academy in Belmopan. The cadets are completing a program that sees them learning the theoretical and practical aspects of policing. Earlier today, they were out in the field assisting various communities in Belize City with cleaning up their neighborhoods. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano.
This morning in Belize City, teams of recruits from the Belize Police Department descended on various communities. The men and women who have enlisted in a law enforcement agency did not hit the streets to make arrests or restore order. Instead, they were in Lake Independence and other neighborhoods to lead a cleanup campaign, as well as to familiarize themselves with residents in those areas.
This is the Recruit Squad 97. Recruit Squad 97 is over 200 plus recruits who are currently in training. Right now we have over about 60 plus recruits doing community service today. They are giving back to the community that they serve.
Among them is Renisha Martinez. She comes from a family of police officers.
I had 2 biggest role models in my life that were police officers, and also growing up into a family home as that, it was inspiring to me. I always wanted to be a police officer, and actually to get this opportunity to be here, it's a blessing.
Today, she is with her fellow recruits, and together they are beautifying neighborhoods across the city that are considered hotspots. They are also taking the opportunity to meet the people who live there.
We're actually doing some house-to-house meet and greet. We're doing this for the purpose itself is to build a closer relationship with the people, also with ourselves, with the law enforcement agencies, also to protect and to provide safety for people. So it's also a good initiative to give back to our country and to say, be very thankful for everyone around.
Also in Recruit Squad 97 is Rakeem Dawson. His reason for enlisting is to remove the stigma that is attached to the Belize Police Department. He boasts that his recruit intake is the most educated of the cadets taken in by the department.
There is this negative cloud over the police department. I know the entire country know what that negative cloud is. I have a passion to serving my community, and I believe that this is one way that I could give back to my community by helping to protect and serve. Some of the values that I learned since joining Squad 97. We are young, energized, and 97 is actually one of the most educated squad to date. Most persons have an associate or even a bachelor's degree in this squad. So the values here is to improve the overall effectiveness and efficiency of the police department through 234 recruits strong.
According to Inspector Ryan Timmons, the objective is for the new recruits to learn interpersonal skills by engaging with members of the community at different levels.
Community interaction, community participation, community inclusion. We are going towards the era of community service, that they're giving back to the community that they serve.
For an initiative like this, Inspector Timmons, one would want to think that perhaps you guys could have gotten some of the residents from this area to help to clean up their neighborhood as well.
Yes, and I need to mention that this is an initiative that we have partnered with the Belize City Council Sanitation Department, the community, the recruits, and other police officers. We were in the community from yesterday, right? Talking about what we are doing. Everyone sees as something positive. Positive where they like what I'm saying, community interaction. When they are finished with the cleanup, they will be doing a meet and greet, going door to door, talking to members and residents of the neighborhood, getting their feedback direct and concerns that they have for the police.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
Today, one man is dead and several other persons were injured after a search and rescue operation between Turneff and English Key was carried out. This afternoon around 2 p.m., the Belize Coast Guard received several alerts of a boating incident in the area. In these reports, they were notified of 8 persons in need of assistance, and 6 Coast Guards were dispatched to the scene. In an operation taking just under 2 hours, 7 people were rescued and 1 body recovered. We spoke with Melissa Jones, Operations Officer for the Belize Coast Guard, for more information.
Concerning today, we received a call at 2:38 p.m. from one by the name of Miss Mercedes Zoe, reporting of a capsized vessel with 8 individuals on board between the area of Tarpon Creek and English Key.
Okay, so in this event, how many people were injured or being able to be rescued?
After we received the call from Ms. Zoe, our quick response team departed our headquarters at roughly 2:40 p.m. And while making away, they made contact with the sailboat by the name of Madeline, who was en route to Belize, who was the first to respond to the scene, and they had rescued 4 individuals and 1 motionless body. The crew then informed our commander of our quick response team that there were 3 more individuals in the water, and due to the weather challenge of the wave conditions, they couldn't have rescued those remaining 3 individuals. So with that information, our quick response team proceed in the general direction that they had, informing them where they had rescued the 4 individuals first, and our crew rescued the 3 remaining individuals at approximately 3:58 p.m., roughly 2 miles east of Sergeant Key and Pouch Key.
Okay, so how many people were dispatched on this search and rescue?
Our quick response team consists of 6 individuals.
Okay, and how long did this operation take?
I would say this operation takes under 2 hours.
Okay, and you mentioned that 1 motionless body was recovered. Can you give me any updates on that situation?
When it comes to the 1 motionless body, all I can provide you with is that the body was retrieved from the sailboat who had rescued the 4 individuals first, and we then ferried that body along with the remaining crew. So it's a rescue of 7 more individuals, and we brought them to our headquarters where the body is being handed over to the police.
Okay. And what are the states of the other people that were rescued?
There weren't much injuries. There were one individual by the name of Mr. Jason Magana that was dehydrated, and so our medics transported him to the KHMH.
Okay. And is there any updates on what the cause of this incident was?
At this moment, no, I don't have any other information concerning what caused the vessel to capsize.
So we are waiting on a police report to hear about the man that was motionless upon rescue.
After the break, we head out to La Isla Bonita to meet town council candidates in San Pedro. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
In Belize, there are 6,500 livestock producers. Together, they manage 200,000 head of cattle. Soon after entering office, the PUP government opened up the export of livestock. In 2023 alone, 40,000 head of cattle were sold to Mexico and Guatemala, generating $70 million in revenue. With the support of government, this revenue-generating industry will only grow year after year. These figures are important, but let's break it down. When the government supports its producers and finds sustainable markets for export, we improve the lives of our people. We build stronger communities. We grow our economy. We develop our country. It's as simple as that. And that is what good governance is all about. On March 6th, let us continue to move forward together. Stay on track with the PUP.
While you cannot prevent accidents from happening, you can take steps to protect yourself from the financial burden that can result from an accident. R&G Life Insurance Personal Accident Plan is the solution for you. With our personal accident plan, you are covered anywhere in the world. This plan pays out a benefit for any dismemberment, as the benefit is paid directly to you. It can also cover the need for medical artificial appliances such as wheelchair, crutches, hearing aid, and prosthetics. In the event life is lost due to an accident, the personal accident plan pays out the insured amount to the beneficiaries. Now, you can live with the confidence that we have you covered. Let the R&G Life team assist you in planning for your future. Call us today at 221-5143 or visit our website at rfglife.com. R&G Life Insurance, the life company.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Promise Report. This is where we dive deep into the commitments made by our city and town councils. We use the Promise Tracker to keep an eye on our council's progress. We start off with the infrastructure promises in Belize City.
We will partner with private sector to fund a Southside multi-purpose park comparable to BTL Park. The people on Southside Belize City deserve beautiful parks too.
Our reporter was at the site of the new Southside Park, where progress is moving at its groundbreaking pace of 0%. At this rate, we're expecting completion by the year 2050. I think that's what you call a broken promise. They said they will replace manhole cover. Watch this, then on the side. That's so we have stay upon track. Boy, we have to stay upon watch. They promised they will get rid of overgrown lots. But now snake they attack people in their house because of bushy lots. Watch this.
She see this big snake that on top of his son. The snake they live in the tree. And she tell me that she had to kill 3 big ones in her house.
You could want to stay upon track and say when I catch you now. It don't even make sense I continue with this list. The lone broken promises. And that's all for the Municipal News Update, where we deliver more of the news than our councils deliver on promises. Remember, facts don't lie.
It means a lot to me. I think often people forget the elderly. I can remember when this elderly lady walked through the customer care department. We have a section in the lobby where it labeled Golden Citizen, and Golden Citizen get priority. I called her over and asked her to come. When she came over, like a little sadness come over me, because the look what you have in your face and your eyes, and you know she had a lot of struggle during her years. Put back in the connection in the system for her. And I guess that from then, that when she was the first person that was on the Golden Citizen. And if I can remember, back then we paid the bill for them in full, and it's only a small handful. We had a Golden Citizen ceremony, and they present to them the Golden Citizen like a little certificate, and she was here. I feel good that elderly citizens across the board are being assisted with by this Golden Citizen program. So yes, I feel so good that they're being assisted.
The new $30 million Halover Bridge is already falling apart.
How can you not be proud of a situation like this? And you all are seeing it. It's an awesome experience to be here.
And Minister Espat is proud of that? What about the road work on Philip Golson Highway that's been going on forever?
On the Philip Golson Highway between mile 3 and 4, you guys paved it and it's breaking up again.
Philip Golson Highway from mile 3 to 4. I can't give you a response on that.
Minister Espat, you didn't have an answer when the potholes appeared on the new $30 million bridge either. Belizeans, your country's falling apart. The people responsible don't have answers. Come March 6th, do you really trust these people to continue running your country?
In tonight's episode of Meet the Candidates, we visit the island town of San Pedro, where the incumbent People's United Party is vying for a second term in office as the town council. They're facing a new United Democratic Party municipal slate led by career educator Wilfredo Alamia. There's a lot to cover on the island, but tonight you'll get a chance to meet a few of the aspiring councillors.
My satisfactions are like when I see projects that we did, like when the Central Park and you see the kids enjoying themselves, the bins for the collectible for the plastic bottles, and when you see that being used by children, and then they come with their projects and go like, Miss, we need the bottles, we're doing this project, and that, to me that's a satisfaction, because in my portfolio, I try to teach them about single-use plastic and reuse and stuff like that. So when I see them doing that and just picking up a little piece of paper and going there, that brings me joy to see that something I'm teaching them, it stays with them.
Being part of these teams, I've been knowing them since last year, August, and I couldn't have asked for a better team. And I think that's very important, right? Having people that are willing to work and are committed, actually have a heart and are willing to get the job done. So I like this team, and I'm glad to be part of it. Meeting the electoral electorate, sorry, it's been very humbling because you've been knowing these different areas, what's the need of the people, building that relationship with them. It's very rewarding for a lot of them, welcoming you to their house, listening to you, giving you that time. And I'm just amazed of this entire experience as a whole.
Well, the difference right now is that people are happy with us. We have been doing the work from day one, and we continue to do the work. We have a lot of improvements in safety, neighborhood watches, the infrastructure, the parks, and so forth. There's a lot going on with San Pedro with our team right now. I have always been in love with politics from a young person. In Belize City, I'm originally from Belize City. So during that time, my peer was Minister Koyi. From there, when I got older, we moved into San Pedro. It's something we can get into to help your community. So it's something you look forward, what I can do for my community or how we can help. And it's always a pleasure when you do something for your community and you know you're happy because the community appreciates what you're doing for them.
On the campaign trail, I've talked to a lot of new voters. These are young people that have just registered. And just the other day, I was with someone who's like, so where do I go vote? How do I vote? I don't even know how a ballot looks. So I was explaining to her, well, since you're a new voter, this is where you're going to go because we have two stations here for March 6th. I told her where she's going to go. And then, well, I will always be vying for the team here, for the UDP 7 here in San Pedro. So I was explaining to her the process. It's nothing difficult. And it's not just going to vote because, it's my friend, it's my aunt, it's whatever. It's voting to exercise your right as a Belizean.
The people are reaching out to us and expressing that they're very happy with the work that we have been doing throughout the 3 years that we literally picked up this council that was literally broken, and we have uplifted. Actually, we ranked 98% on our overall performance for the past 3 years according to local government.
Well, this is something I've always wanted to do. This is something it's been one of my dreams, and I've been holding back because of my preschool. I've been holding back because I own a large preschool, the largest preschool here in the island, a population of 132 students. So I have an amazing staff, but now that it is established, I want to go to a higher platform, which is the mayoral candidate to serve my community. I've lived all my life here in San Pedro, and because of that, I've learned so much about my island and the improvements that we need to do, and I love the nature that surrounds us. I love the people around my community, living in my community, and because of that, I decided to step up and serve my community.
The United Democratic Party's Belize City Municipal slate launched its manifesto this afternoon. They invited reporters to the Battlefield Park in Belize City to announce the plans outlined in the manifesto. Giving consideration to the fact that, for the most part, paper-based manifestos are outdated and everything is now moving digital, they have also made the document available online. Nelma Mortis, the UDP mayoral candidate, explained that the manifesto is based on 3 pillars.
Here is a sample of it. This is an unusual way of launching a manifesto, but like I said, my team represents one that is innovative. We think about digitization, we think about technology, we think about sustainability, and therefore our manifesto takes a different route. It is built on 3 pillars, which is unusual, and some people are still struggling to internalize what it is saying because it's not totally aligned with the traditional manifesto and the act of the Belize City Council. However, urban planning requires us to reflect on this triangle which looks at economic development or economic growth. Environment, which looks at the maintenance and the upkeep of the environment, including the green space and climate change. And lastly, equity, which looks at social access.
This is our manifesto here, like what Mayor just mentioned. We decided to be a little bit creative this year, because most of the time when people get their manifesto, the paper-based ones, they probably look at it for the day and then it gets lost. So here at the back of our manifesto, we have a QR code. So you take your cell phone, you take your camera out, you scan the QR code, and then it will take you to the link.
Councillor candidates Tyrone Laureano, Leon Guild, and Samson Jacobs went into further details about the 3 pillars outlined in their manifesto. Laureano noted that financial relief through tax reforms will be a major part of their economic endeavors. Gill spoke to the plans his team has prepared to address environmental concerns in the city, while Jacobs spoke to how his municipal slate plans to ensure that there is equity in the distribution of resources across the city.
The first one we want to talk about that people have been clamoring while we're on the ground is some form of financial relief. And we plan to achieve this through our tax reform and our tax relief program that we plan to implement upon taking office. Also, people have also been worrisome about our ability to maintain integrity. And so upon taking office, one of those things we will do is that we're going to do a full financial audit of the council, which will then allow us to continue to present a biannual financial report through public forums and so forth. We also want to create economic growth through jobs creation, and what better way to do this other than to create festive events that people can afford to access on a regular basis. I know that they have talked about the downtown fair, but we want to make it so that it is a little bit more accessible and a little bit more sustainable. So we want to kind of create, can you imagine walking with me through your imagination of downtown Belize, like Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen, or when we go to Chetomal, we go to the downtown area of the park.
So we know that the mandate of the council is streets, drains and garbage, also public spaces, like park. So on the streets, of course, we want to continue the maintenance and upgrading the streets throughout the city. And but when it comes to the draining, we also know that there's always a problem with flooding whenever the rainy season comes, or we have a storm, we have these inundations, and they do a lot of damage. We've invested, past councils and past ministries have invested in infrastructure to deal with the drainage before, but all of these seem to have failed us. So we're bringing to the table some simple, innovative way to handle the drainage problem, plaguing Belize City.
A council that shows equity, it shows the buying of everybody, all stakeholders, and whatever resources we have, it will be able to be shared amongst everybody equally, regardless of their race, culture, sex, religion, whatever. So the first one we want to look at is fostering partnership, and again we will work with the government and non-governmental agencies to help us to administer their programs and the resources to meet the needs of the city. The second one will be promoting awareness and education. As an educator myself, I believe that there are a lot more we can do for those at-risk students or at-risk youth in our cities so that they can be able to benefit from us.
With the UDP Municipal Slate's manifesto now available to the public, there are questions as to whether or not incumbent Mayor Bernard Wagner and his team will be launching its own manifesto. With only 7 days left before the elections, there seems to be none readily available. And Mortiz says the PUP is taking its voters for granted.
We are a new team, and we understand, personally I understand the demographics of Belize City. So I believe that I will not take my people for granted. I am here to serve, and in serving we give respect to our people. I think that is one of the problems of the People's United Party. They take their voters for granted. And so we made this and present this to our people so that they can hold us accountable. There's another section to this that I spoke to the team that we'll have to add, which will be something of a report card with tangible things that we have completed so that we can report back to the public. We said we are going to do this. This is what we have done. This was what was needed. This is what we have completed. So I believe you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you plan to fail. I have 10 people who will hold me accountable. And I am telling them, hold me accountable, call me out when they see that something has fallen.
When we return, Japan hosts animation seminar for Belizean youth.
The way the PUPs are boasting and rushing to open the new All-Over Bridge, one would think they masterminded it. But it was the UDP government that conceived, designed and secured financing for the new bridge and repaving of the entire Philip Colson Highway that is currently underway.
Next month, I signed the OFID loan for the All-Over Bridge replacement. And this will top off the ongoing highway upgrading between Belize cities, Buttonwood Boulevard and the PGIA Junction. And going in the opposite direction, there is funding from the UK via CDB for rehabilitation of the Philip Colson Highway right through to the northern border and including the Ramate Road.
Other UDP projects which the PUP have tried to claim credit for include the new Roaring Creek Bridge, which was already completed when they took office, and the Coastal Highway paving, completed last year, both of which they proudly cut ribbon for. Then there is the upgrading and paving of Caracal Road and the Sartaneja Road, with bridges replacing ferries, projects that are both nearing completion. It's amazing how the PUP politicians who told us we can't eat streets and highways have now fallen so much in love with UDP infrastructure projects. Belizeans, it is time to return to the party led by the true architects of transformation. Belize is always better with the United Democratic Party.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
The only time Punta Gorda ever see any kind of development, the under the PUP. Right now, we work hard to upgrade the whole municipality. We upgrade streets all over. They install culverts so people no flood out. We done the prepare for mix 6 major streets. And that this government about to build a new modern Joe Taylor Bridge. We serious about work. Everywhere we go, the people tell we first time in our long time they feel appreciated. The PUP that love and work. That's why on March 6th, the people will show love for Carlos Obia Galvez and the whole team. We stay on track with the PUP.
Corozal will finally get what they have wanted ever since, which is a PUP Town Council with a PUP central government.
That's what PUP Rigoberto Veos told us in 2021. With a PUP central government, his PUP Town Council would take good care of Corozal Town.
Fix infrastructure and create jobs opportunities for our people.
But all he has delivered is neglect and nepotism. One of the mayor's brother is town administrator. Another of the mayor's brother is manager of projects. But whatever public funds are purportedly spent on projects, they are certainly not benefiting the town nor its residents. Traditionally known as one of the cleanest communities in the country, Corozal Town, under this PUP mayor, council and government, is more filthy and run down than ever. Garbage everywhere, overgrown lots, and unmaintained streets and drains. Corozal Town needs a fresh start, and it all begins with a new town council led by Ricardo Rick Ake and the UDP team. Belize is always better with the United Democratic Party.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Belize's Ministry of Agriculture and our Belizean farmers across the country have been recognized and applauded at CARICOM's 46th Head of Government meeting happening now. We are leading the region in reducing imports from outside CARICOM and in producing our own food to feed our people. This is what comes from a visionary plan Belize, with a clear goal from farm to table. It is the result of teamwork and partnership between the government of Belize and our farmers. But it's more than the regional recognition. When we support our farmers, we not only ensure food security for Belize, we provide opportunities for our people. We grow the economy, we build our communities, and that is real governance. Together, let us continue to grow Belize. Together, let us stay on track with the PUP.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered-up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
The Belize Tourism Board is furthering its initiative to enhance areas already frequented by tourists and locals with the construction of parks and plazas in order to boost their appeal. On Tuesday, the BTB broke ground on the Chactemal Bayside Plaza, which is to be constructed alongside the Corozal Bay. The seaside park is set to be filled with amenities such as food kiosks, a pier, an artisan corner, swimming, dining and play areas, as well as an entertainment space. The project comes as a collaboration between the BTB, the Corozal Town Council, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Human Development, Families and Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Elvia Samos. The BTB stated that the installation of the plaza will transform the area into a vibrant hub of social interaction and shared experiences. The initiative aims to enrich the socio-economic fabric of the area and strengthen the sense of belonging and pride among residents. As the project takes shape, the BTB hopes that it will be able to attract visitors, stimulate economic activity, and foster a deeper connection between people and place. Japan is celebrating 60 years of diplomatic relations with the Caribbean. So, in an effort to strengthen relationships, the Embassy of Japan has embarked on a campaign to educate youth in the Caribbean about the Japanese animation industry. A seminar was held today at the Belize Elementary School gym, where Belizeans received an in-depth view into the industry and its prospects for aspiring artists. News 5's Brittany Gordon attended the seminar to learn more about the endeavor.
2024 marks 60 years of diplomatic relations with CARICOM for Japan. As a result, representatives from the country are embarking on a trip around the Caribbean to countries such as Belize, Barbados, and Jamaica in order to educate Caribbean youths on Japan's booming animation industry, in hopes of fostering an interest in the field. Japanese Ambassador Shirakata Nobuyuki explained the endeavor to us.
And this year, 2024 is for Japanese side a Japan CARICOM year. So we want to let Belizean people know anime industry is very important for Japanese and the world. So we invited the Professor Takahashi to teach how function anime industry because anime industry is not gain much money, but it is a soul of Japanese culture, one of a very important industry in Japan.
According to the ambassador, Japan's animation industry is open to anyone.
Because anime is very popular in Belize, so we'd like to the young people Belize anime has origin in Japan and how to function. I'd like to know the young people how to function this industry and how to, if they want, how to enter that industry, even Belizean people.
Professor Takahashi Mitsuteru was brought in to give an in-depth overview of the industry and its functions.
作品だけじゃなくて、今回のきっかけを経緯にしてどうやってアニメが作られる
Not only let's watch anime, that's how to make this animation or how much people involved to make this animation and then how to spread this animation. If that you understand, maybe that's more people will understand the animation better.
Attending the event was comic artist and aspiring animator Maya Pollard, who states that this seminar was a success in her eyes as it gave her access to difficult-to-access information needed to enter the field.
Honestly, I learned a lot about the market in Japan. Since we live in the West, we don't really get a lot of information about how it is over in the East. So I definitely am happy that I learned basically how the industry works on that side, because it's very easy to find the information on how it works like in the United States and Canada and that sort of thing, but in like China, Japan, Korea, that kind of information is a bit harder, especially because of the language barrier. So that's mainly my takeaway from here. That's why I wanted to come. That's what I got, so I'm very satisfied, honestly.
Pollard explained that in the future, she hopes to be able to work as an animator in Belize, but is hopeful at the prospect of learning abroad first.
That is the plan down the line. Actually, my main goal really is to build a market here in Belize, the Caribbean in general, but mainly in Belize. I want to continue living at my home, of course, but I do understand that I have to probably move abroad to learn more information, how basically, because they're literally like the number one in the world, so I have to learn how it works over there to bring it over here to make it work as well.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Up next, Belizean World War II veteran celebrates 100th birthday.
Weapons and ammunition must never ever be together.
Before I take that drink, I need to put the firearm away.
For months, the UDP has conducted a campaign of negativity and nothing. They have criticized everything done in the last 3 years and have launched personal, petty attacks. That's the negativity. At the same time, they are campaigning on nothing. No record, no work, no accomplishments, no vision. They have nothing, nada, just the usual promises. This PUP government has worked for the people. In keeping with our commitment, we recently completed the construction of a new forward operating base at the Sarstoon. Our soldiers now have a proper facility with the resources to defend our sovereignty. This year, the government will also construct a new medical center at the BDF's Fairweather camp. That is real governance. In just a little over 3 years, the PUP has done far more than was done in 13 under the UDP. That is a fact. That is the truth. On March 6th, in every municipality, Corozal, Orange Walk, San Pedro, Belmopan, Dangriga, Punta Gorda, Benque Viejo, San Ignacio, Santa Elena, and in Belize City, we will go full blue. We to stay on track with the PUP.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered-up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
This is a golden opportunity to elect a PUP city council while having a PUP central government.
That dream of wonderful collaboration between PUP central government and PUP city council has turned into a nightmare, as the Belmopan mayor and councillors have been unable to even work among themselves.
In trying to undermine my leadership, when you have plenty of enemies following you, bumper to bumper, and praying for you to fail, and I'm referring to my own council.
While they fight, the streets of Belmopan have been left to break up and deteriorate, and those closest to the golden opportunity PUP era representative play fast and loose with the city's affairs, as grossly overpriced infrastructure contracts are all awarded to a company owned by family members.
This is a golden opportunity.
Golden opportunity? For whom? The failed PUP council has now given way to another fantasy PUP slate, but Belmopan has had enough of all the blues. It is time for a complete change, and the UDP team is ready to take charge. Belize is always better with the United Democratic Party.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Powers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time,
money and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank, mobile banking just make life easier.
Naked Shine and the UDP could say what they want, but people know better. The PUP they work for day one in every municipality, every community. They no play. Mobile clinic for deal with land issues, house for deserving Belizeans. Jobs like never before, and we mean real jobs. Roads to pave all over, bridge the bill, free education in a high school, free internet in 197 schools. Schools that get built, health centers get built. Listen, we never see this kind of work under the UDP, never ever. This the Belizean taxpayer dollars at work. This the how it's supposed to be. Under the UDP, only God and their worthless one know where the tax dollars gone, cause they certainly never help none of we. March 6th, make we get it right. In Corozal, Orange Walk, San Pedro, Belmopan, Dangriga, Punta Gorda, Benque Viejo, San Ignacio, Santa Elena, and for sure in a Belize City. We to stay on track with the PUP.
The Belize Ex-Servicemen's League had cause for a celebration today as one of its members turned 100 years old. The centenarian is World War II veteran Rudolph Middleton. We stopped by the festivities earlier today to learn more about him. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
Today, the Belize Ex-Servicemen's League congregated to celebrate the 100th birthday of former serviceman and World War II veteran Rudolph Middleton. Having joined the Army at just 18 years old, Middleton is honored as a pioneer in the League. We caught up with the man of the hour to hear how he is feeling on this momentous occasion.
I feel good because, well, it shows what type of person I am and what I've been through and raised up to be. So, I feel good about it.
He stated that the only secret to a long life is to keep active.
I exercised when I was in the Army, and that keep me active, you know. And after I leave the Army, I work. Keep active. That's what got me up so long.
Middleton further reflected on his time in the Army serving the Crown.
I was a private sufferer. We went up to, when we went overseas in Egypt, they changed me from what I was and let me be a guy that goes out and search for the enemy that they have searching for Rito, the battalion. And I went through that. And that's what shaped up everything.
We asked Middleton what advice he had for youths who may look up to him and his years of experience.
Well, as for young people, is to keep going out respectfully. Respect elders and respect yourself. Dress to suit as they used to dress when I was young. The young lady, they wear the dress to the knee, and under the dress they got the skirt. And they used to be respected then.
President of the Belize Ex-Servicemen's League, Bernard Adolphus, explained the significance of the celebration and the impact Middleton has had on the League.
It is a very important setup for us because of the fact that this gentleman, Mr. Rudolph Middleton, a veteran, served this country. He volunteered at 18 years of age. Now he's 100 years. He put all his back into the situation in this country. You know, when World War II came about, the Crown asked the Caribbean for assistance with the men. And as a result, Mr. Middleton and others, not only him, but you got others from north, south, east, and west of this country who volunteer. When you check the record, it's over 1,000 odd gentlemen volunteer in World War II.
According to Adolphus, Middleton set an example for members of the League. not only through his vast experience abroad, but through guidance and care extended towards members and their families.
Some went to Scotland cutting woods, but eventually enjoying the battalion, etc. Imagine a black man like Mr. Milton end up in Iraq, Iran, Jamaica, Barbados, in a training, prepare for war. So, and that is set one other example for us. He got disciplined, honest and hardworking individual. When I came here in 84, he advised me a number of stuff. As a result of his advice, I became a better person. You see what I mean? And what have you? It's all about discipline. This department here, institution, may look insignificant to others. But believe you me, if you listen, you can learn. Take care of yourself, take care of your home, help others. Because the whole idea is, in the past, we had a lot of veterans and widowers, and we assist them. You know, because the husbands serve, and because of this, they get assistance. So Mr. Rudy has been there for all of us, right? He has been there for others. As a result of that, he made myself and others a better person. And I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? And we can continue. So we had to have when we were discussing, we had to have something in honoring him.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.